Some new information has come to light that led me and many other people to believe The Sims 5 is currently in development. Now, I just want to say there has been no official announcement from EA that has anything to do with The Sims 5. Everything you're going to see in this video is complete rumor and speculation. With that being said, we do have some information from EA that comes from job postings. They have not mentioned The Sims 5, but they are definitely developing a new Sims game. Now, with this information comes some very concerning details. I first heard about the new Maxis job listings on Twitter with a tweet from the Sims community website, and they wrote an article here about Maxis being in development of The Sims 5, and I will link to this down below in the description box if you would like to read their articles on the matter. I just wanted to give credit because this is where I found out about the information initially. So I used to always check these Maxis career boards, but I kind of quit doing it for a while because nothing interesting ever happened. And of course, whenever I stop checking, something really interesting happens. I will link to this page down below in the description box as well if you'd like to take a look for yourself. This is the official EA Maxis careers board. So there are a lot of job opportunities here available for software engineer, game designers, things like that. And some of these older ones, if you click on them, they will specifically say The Sims 4. The Sims 4 has an extremely unique player base, so this is obviously a job opportunity to work on The Sims 4. But if we go to the more recent job postings, I'll click here on Game Designer. This was posted January 22nd, and it does not mention The Sims 4 anywhere. There's a whole bunch of ridiculous corporate speak. We are looking for someone with deep insights on how to create the best experience for our players. Your role will be to support the continued iteration and development of creative tools, prototypes. So they are hiring a designer to work on prototypes for what appears to be a new Sims game. This is the Redwood City studio. This is Maxis. And if we read the responsibilities and requirements of the job, it says things like helping to develop vision documentation, creating design documentation to support prototyping efforts. This has all of the hallmarks of creating a brand new game. Obviously, whatever they're working on here, they don't even have prototypes ready yet, and they're still working on the vision of the game. So that is very encouraging, and that makes me think it most likely is The Sims 5, but there are a few other things that are extremely concerning to me if this is The Sims 5. So down here under requirements, it says creative game genre design experience. Okay, that's great. Capability to lead cross-discipline prototyping and idea iteration. Actively participating in the development of a feature from start to finish. These are all just run-of-the-mill game design things. I also find it very interesting how they are advertising hands-on implementation. Our modding experience is a plus. So now we get to the part that's concerning. Excited by and participating in new business distribution models like subscription services and cross-platform games. First of all, nobody's excited by business distribution models, Maxis. Come on. I can't stand this corporate BS. But anyway, I remember going to job interviews having to pretend like I was passionate about medical coding. So, subscription services. This could mean many things. This could mean that the new upcoming game they're working on is going to be subscription-based only. You have to pay $14.99 a month to access the game and play it at all. Subscription-based services have been successful for certain types of games. MMOs, for instance. I still pay a subscription to an MMO, Final Fantasy XIV, and it's a really good model for that type of game. What worries me here is if they're going full subscription-only mode, are they turning The Sims into an MMO? Is it going to be subscription-based? You have control of one single sim, and you have to pay to get access to the world every month to play your one sim in a world of other players online. That is not what I want in a Sims game, and I know it's not what most Simmers want in a Sims game. I'm sure there are people out there that this sounds appealing for, but I know my audience, and I know this is not what most of you guys want. Now, that's just one possibility for what they could mean for subscription services. They could also be trying to implement something like subscribing for extra content every month. You can purchase the game and play it just like you would any other Sims game, but if you want to get extra updates, extra content every month, you have to pay a $5.99 fee. So that's another thing they could be doing with subscriptions. Another possibility, and this is something that I've seen in another game that I play, RPG Maker, is you can buy the game. It's a single player, non-online game. You can buy it and play it just like any other Sims game. You can buy the DLC separately if you want, but there's also the option to have a monthly subscription and just get every single DLC for one monthly price. So that's another possibility. We don't know. We don't know what they're thinking, but they are definitely advertising for someone who is excited by distribution models like subscription services. So the next thing that concerns me here is cross-platform games. This is a very bad sign. If this is truly The Sims 5, that means they are considering, at least considering, making this cross-platform, which would make it an online game. I'm going to give another example of Final Fantasy XIV, which is a cross-platform game. So I play it on PC, some people play it on PS4, and we can play together online. So that's what cross-platform would be, or maybe even mobile. Maybe some people could play it on mobile. God, I hope not. Please do not dumb this down to a mobile game. Oh my God, don't do that. So they're thinking about doing cross-platform, subscription-based online, and this is bad for the Sims franchise. This is very, very, very bad. Now, of course, there's the possibility that this is not The Sims 5 at all. This is some type of Sims MMO spin-off that they're working on, and they're going to continue milking The Sims 4 for many years to come, and this is just some other game. Because, of course, we have no official word. All we have are what we can scavenge from these job listings. Now, there is another possibility, and this one probably scares me the most. So you probably know the story about how The Sims 4 was originally supposed to be online. They scrapped that at the last minute, had to create The Sims 4 in 2 years, and crapped out the unfinished game that we have today. Well, my fear is what if they are testing out these subscription-based cross-platform online type of features for The Sims 5. They work on that for a couple years, realize it's a bad idea, scrap it, and the same thing happens again, and they have to rush out another shitty unfinished game. No matter which way you look at it, none of this is really good news from my point of view. I don't like the idea that they are even considering subscription services and cross-platform games. I have said many times in my live streams, when we've had conversations about The Sims 4, that I did not believe they were going to do a fully online game for The Sims 5. I really thought that they learned their lesson. With everything that happened with The Sims 4 and how it was received by the community, by the players, by the critics, it really seemed to me like they wouldn't try that again. But maybe they really are that out of touch with the player base. Also, they've tried a Sims MMO before. Remember The Sims Online? It was not that popular. So The Sims Online was released in December 2002. It had a subscription fee of $9.99 per month. This was back in the beginning of MMOs like WoW and EverQuest. And EA thought that they could stick their finger in this pie and get some of that sweet MMO money. The game actually lasted until August 1st, 2008 when it was shut down. So that's a pretty good run. And you still can play this game, but it is no longer supported by EA. This was the statement from EA about The Sims Online. Since 2002, TSO has attracted a very special group of players. Wow, thanks. A very special group of players, you bunch of losers. You're so special, you're not good enough for us to keep the game open for you. And we certainly appreciate your participation in the community. The lifetime of the game has drawn to an end, and now we'll be focusing on new ideas and other innovative concepts in the game's arena. We would like to thank everyone who's taken part in this online community as a unique experience in the virtual world. EA expressed disappointment in sales over the lifetime of the game. One of the main criticisms of the game was the inability to create customized content, such as was achieved by its competitor Second Life. So they made some mistakes with The Sims Online. It didn't do as well as they hoped, and they shut it down. Would they really try this again? I don't know, but I certainly hope not. Reading that one of the main problems with The Sims Online was a lack of customized content, and then going back to this job opportunity and reading knowledge in popular Sims community mods and custom content would be ideal is very concerning, because to me it almost sounds like they are truly trying to do another Sims Online, with the ability to add custom content, kind of like Second Life. Once again, disclaimer, this is all my speculation, and we have had no official word on if this is what they are actually doing. I just want to make that very clear that we do not know. All we know is that they are working on another Sims game, another Maxis Sims game, and these are the things that they are looking for in a game designer. Now, we can glean a little bit more information out of these job listings as well. The software engineer automation position that was posted on 120, again, looks like this is going to be working on the prototypes of the new game. And if we look at the qualifications, there is a little bit more concerning information here, which may or may not be relevant. Experience developing for both PC and mobile platform games. I don't know why you would need mobile experience if they weren't trying to make this into a cross-platform or mobile game. But I am not a game developer or a game designer, so I don't really know. Experience with shipping games built in Unity Engine. Shipping games built in Unity Engine. Okay, so we do know that this game is going to be prototyped in the Unreal Engine, and that's not really out of the norm for The Sims or for other games for that matter. It's highly unlikely that they will build this game on the Unreal Engine. It's most likely just going to be prototyped on the Unreal Engine, and that they will transfer the assets to whatever game engine they end up using, probably something of their own design. But I am interested in it saying shipping games built with the Unity engine. Does that mean they plan to build and ship a game in Unity? Unity is more known for being used to make indie games such as Paralives. So I find that very interesting. I don't know what that means. It also says experience building and shipping AAA games in Unreal Engine. It could just be that they want someone with the skills for both of these engines for whatever reason. There is also a job listing for a senior create-a-sim artist. So I mean, this is obviously some type of Sims game. I would be extremely surprised if this was not Sims 5. Can't say for sure, but I would be very surprised if it wasn't, because just look at these details for this job listing. Create high quality character models and material shaders, including in-game and high resolution assets. Update style and technical documents for the character art team. Experience with scale, proportion, surface properties, and human anatomy. Demonstrated ability in character stylization. Demonstrate understanding of the key topology principles for human body and face. Animals? So are they already thinking pets? Cloth, hair, props. Bonus qualification, cloth simulation. I don't know why I find that so funny. Special skills on my resume. I'm an experienced cloth simulator. So these are all things that obviously they are working on some type of new create-a-sim, new models, new graphics, and it's either Sims 5 or they're making some kind of Sims MMO. That is what I truly think. The most recent job listing was listed on January 26th, which is the day I'm recording this video, and it's for UI artists. This is very interesting because this specific job listing talks about The Sims 4. It has the same spiel about The Sims 4 being a unique player base and all that, which could just be copy-paste and not really relevant. But if we move down, it says high level, we are looking for an XD designer who will focus exclusively on UI for a minimum of 2 years of project development. So this sounds like they are looking for someone to create the UI for a new game for at least a 2-year project. Now, we don't need a UI developed for The Sims 4, it already has UI, and I seriously doubt they're hiring somebody for 2 years to work on The Sims 4 UI at this point. This seems like they're hiring someone for 2 years of development for a new game, which means that we have most likely 2 years at least before The Sims 5 or whatever game this is announced, much less released. It may be even longer until release. They are asking this person to be an Unreal expert in UI, and since they are prototyping in Unreal, this sounds to me like they're going to be working on prototypes for the next 2 years. And it may be another 1 to 2 years after that before the game is even released. I don't know. All we can do is speculate at this point. So this says responsible for the creation of the game's UI systems, both technical and visual. Once again, Sims 4 UI is already done, so they have to be creating something new for a new game. It's also interesting to see how many new job listings that there are that have been posted within the last week. Obviously, they are hiring a new team to work on this game. It looks to me like the Sims 4 team is staying on the Sims 4 for the most part, and they are hiring new people to work on the Sims 5. Now, this could be good or bad for us. If they get the right people in there who really understand the Sims and really know what the players want, this could be great news. They're getting a fresh team in there, people with different experiences, different priorities who could make the game great. This could also be very bad for us because it could end up worse than The Sims 4. They could get people in there who don't give a shit about The Sims, don't know anything about the game, just have the technical expertise that they need, and then we end up with a crap game. Of course, there will be people moved from The Sims 4 to The Sims 5 team, I'm sure of it. I also believe this has already happened. On April 30th, 2019, Lindsay Pearson tweeted, "I want to welcome Sim Guru Duke to TS4. Joining us from The Sims Mobile, he'll be our senior producer for The Sims 4. Don't worry, Sim Guru Grant is still working on a number of important and awesome Maxis things." So Sim Guru Grant was the senior producer for The Sims 4. He moved to another position. Many people believe he is now working on The Sims 5, although this has never been confirmed by EA or Grant himself. I could make a whole video alone on how I feel about Sim Guru Grant. I honestly don't know if it's good or bad if he's working on The Sims 5. He's said things in the past that have made me very concerned. Things like, most players actually play with 1 to 2 Sims. Or this one, the most upsetting of all, I'm also not interested in family play. I prefer 1 to 2 Sims who go off and do things with their lives. Which is fine, that is a fine way to play. There's no right or wrong way to play the game, but what worries me about this is that he may not consider those of us who are family players. And I know a lot of my audience are family players, and I know a lot of Simmers are family players. So the fact that he is not interested in family play and he may be in charge of a game where the bulk of players enjoy family play is just a little off-putting to me. I don't know. But then he also tweeted this a little bit later. "Here is how I play The Sims, and it's been like this since I started in 2005. I like to play a single family, usually 1 Sim, who I then marry off. I make sure they have fun hobbies, and I tell the story of their family growing. When their kids grow up, I move them out, repeat." That sounds kind of like legacy family play to me. So I don't know, maybe he's just telling people what they want to hear at the time, but it gives me pause when I think about someone who doesn't seem all that interested in family play being in charge of a game where family play is so important to me. Grant doesn't really use Twitter anymore, so these are all pretty old tweets. Maybe he's changed his mind, I don't know. You can't really judge someone and their intentions based on a couple of tweets, but this is just kind of a theme that I've noticed in his tweets over time. He said, "Firstly, it's always dangerous to assume what most Simmers want." I agree with that. And I have fallen into that trap before of feeling like everybody must want the same things that I want. But I have found that is not true. Simmers are extremely diverse, and there are so many different playstyles, and people want so many different things from the game. I completely agree with that. He says, "In the past, our super family-focused packs haven't always sold as well. Lindsay was very passionate about making parenthood, and her bet paid off. Hell, I was worried it wouldn't succeed, I'll admit it." I would really like to know, if I could ask Grant anything, I would be like, what family-focused packs did not sell well? It can't possibly be Generations. That is the best expansion pack for The Sims 3, and I have never met anybody who doesn't love it. I'm sure there are people out there, but for the most part, people rave about Generations. What other family-based pack has not done well? And if he is doubting family packs for the game, and he makes the major decisions for the game, what does that say about the future of family play for those of us who enjoy it? I don't know. It's just when you get the whole picture together, it just feels like The Sims is heading down a path that is straying far from what I would want the game to be. I would like the game to return to the dark humor and silliness of The Sims 1 and 2. I would like it to not be so safe and boring. I would like them to bring back the features that the players want. Let's take the best things from the previous games, put them in The Sims 5 and improve it further. Wouldn't that be wonderful? But from what I've seen here, I'm just not sure what we can expect or what we can hope for in the future of The Sims. So I want to hear your opinion. Do you believe that these job postings are for The Sims 5? Are you hoping that this is some kind of spin-off and not The Sims 5? What do you think about this new information? Leave a comment down below and let me know. And also specifically, let me know what you feel about this subscription services and cross-platform and the game being online. What do you think they're doing here? Do you think this is just something they're toying around with? Do you think maybe we're misinterpreting this? Do you think they are actually going to do this? I don't know, guys. It's all speculation at this point, but I'd love to hear your opinions on it. As always, I will keep you updated on any new news that might come up about The Sims 5 in the coming months and years. My name is Cindy, and I will see you with a new video very soon. Thank you so much for watching.